I Hello everyone. I'm still waiting you to join the session. I know इंडिया में थोड़ा सा पंक्चुअलिटी का प्रॉब्लम तो है. And being an HR, because we are going to talk about the HR. यार ये कनेक्ट ही नहीं. अनुपम जी, यार कोई तो सुन के बताओ, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
ये देखो ना, वो कुली रहा है.
I'm testing.
डाटा नहीं चल रहा मेरा.
तुम्हें बोला हाँ, तुम्हें चाय जरूरी है, उनको स्टार्ट करा दो, जाके देख लो, हैं कहीं से टेस्ट कर लो. हेलो.
आ रही है.
Well, I think Mansi has joined with us. Hello, Mansi. If you can listen me, can you text me that you can hear me? Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that I'm audible.
नहीं कुछ और आ रहा है.
I hope we'll wait for 5 minutes. As I said, it's India. And India, of course, it requires, waiting and waiting. Hope you can see me. Now, hi, Mansi, Anju Chanda ji. Thank you for joining.
सही आ रहा है. सेट आ रहा है. कैसे जाते हैं?
Okay, there are the 5 participants, and most of you know about me. I don't know. So let me give you a 1 minute introduction about mine. I'm Radha, as you know, and I'm an HR professional with a training expertise into POSH and soft skills. Divakar ji, yes, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a really going to be valuable contribution of yours through chats, obviously, yes. And as you know that we are going through with a difficult phase. Of course, yes, it's going to be the 2 years of pandemic. There's a lot of change in our working, in our lifestyle as well. So every one of us are coping with it. Either the organization as an employer, HR, new joiners as well as HR leaders. Yes. And we are not forgetting about the people who are into job, employees. So, before we start with this session, so let's have cheers with the tea. As I said, that we are going to have a talk on the tea time. And I hope you will excuse me because I have some sore in my throat. Not obviously not Omicron. Omicron आपको नहीं फैल सकता because we are on digital platform, right? तो डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पे क्या फैलता है? डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पे फैलता है लर्निंग, बॉन्डिंग एंड नॉलेज, कनेक्टिविटी, राइट? सो आज के सेशन में आज जो हमारा चैलेंजेस है फॉर एच आर, and this is, as I said, we are all in same boat, whether as an organization, HR leaders, or as an employee. So at the end of the session, I will ask you certain questions and you can write me those questions where I can answer those queries. But before that, definitely I would like to make you have a good interaction with me that yes, what HR challenges are, what we are facing in day to day routine. Uh, as an HR experience, I would like to tell you about that. We are facing the three major challenges, right? First is recruitment or the talent management. Yes, being an HR, obviously we all are facing certain challenges for the HR who are into recruitment job. They are facing the challenges of the employee, how to recruit them on the digital platform. Though it's very difficult to take an interview digitally, really very difficult to assess their competencies, right? And obviously, the second part which is included with the recruitment, that is retention. Yes, you guessed right, right? अभी retention में हमको किस तरीके की problem आती है? Because as I said, we are going through a very tough phase. उसका impact हमारी कह सकते हैं कि मेंटल स्टेट पे पड़ा है, वेलबींग पे पड़ा है, फैमिली पे पड़ा है, हमारी सोशल एज वेल एज हमारी फाइनेंशियल लाइफ पे पड़ा है. तो ऑब्वियसली हम सबके पास चैलेंजेस हैं. अब मैं ये नहीं कहूँगी कि एचआर के पास पहले कोई चैलेंज नहीं था, बट अब क्या है कि वो चैलेंजेस मल्टीपल हो गए हैं ड्यू टू दिस सिचुएशन. एंड आई एम श्योर अबाउट जैसे एचआर पहले इसको अच्छे से हैंडल कर रहे थे, this time also they will handle all the challenges very perfectly. And obviously if they have certain kind of problems, we have different platform to share with us that yes, we are going through these kind of problems and what we do and what kind of a step we need to take it. So the social networking that really help the HR to find out the best solution to do that. So, dear friends, so we were talking about the recruitment. Yes, it is very difficult, and I would like to ask from these participants who are with me right now on board, and what kind of, if they're into the recruitment, obviously, what do you find that as a recruiter you face the problem? So that I can answer those questions simultaneously. At that time, I'll have a sip of cup of tea also. Let me see if I have got any question. My voice is breaking. Amiji has written. Now, Amiji, is it clear now? Can you hear me? Maybe there's some network issues and maybe due to it's raining over here.
Just a minute, इसको lens ठीक कर लो. Just a minute.
So I haven't received any question yet for the recruitment challenges, but I'm sure you all will be facing certain kind of challenges. As I said, the most important challenge what we day to day in screening the candidate, because they are behind the cameras and it is very difficult, they are not meeting you face to face. So how do you identify their competencies, how do you read about their body language, their expressions? And moreover, it is very difficult to convince online. You can ask me, like, obviously, I'm talking to you, so while interacting with you, maybe I have certain things in my mind, that whether you will able to understand what I'm communicating with you, or you will be able to understand my expressions, right? Because in the camera we have certain restrictions. But as I said, this is going to be the digital world, right? Because COVID is not going so soon. So now we can say COVID is uninvited guest, but is going to stay with us whether we want or not. Right? Now only we need to see how we can adjust with this kind of a guest. Right? So this learning is going to be new for everyone. Recruitment. I'm coming again now on the partial part of employees also. As HR is going to face those challenges, don't you think employee to face? Yes, employee to face. And especially our young generation who are going for the job search first time, second time, and they're not much experienced into it, right? And second kind of people who are like, you can say, are not so computer savvy, right? But young generation is computer savvy, no doubt. But the people who are for other ages and they have certain problems, and it is very difficult to go online and to go for interview and to answer perfectly what exactly they wanted to convey. So this is the only another reason for the employees who are going to face it. Third, what employee wants to discuss. I have many girls who are there who may be searching for the job because they seems to be fresher. So I request them that they can write to me. I know there is some audio problem today, and it is very difficult that I'm not able to understand whether you are able to listen me or not. But still, I'm keep on guessing and I keep on talking. So I have received one question from Mr. Divakar, I think. Let me check. There's still network problem in my connection also. How can HR leaders motivate and support employee in this critical situation? Yes, Divakarji, definitely I will speak on those points also, that how we can help each other, not only as a HR, but as an employee to employee also, because as this time we have a demand of time that we cannot work alone, we need to work in team. But I was just talking, let me go through my previous talk, right? I was talking about the challenges from the side of employer, HR side and employee side. So I had just spoke about that employee side, right? How the employees are facing these kind of problems to come online and to give interview, first interview, because at the time of giving interview, it's already a very tough time for them to face the HR. And obviously on camera it will be, because everybody is not so outward, they are shy, and maybe some people will be the introvert also. It's very difficult to give sometimes the you can say self introduction also. So never mind, we can learn about these things through other sessions and all. But now I was talking about recruitment, retention, and the third challenge HR is facing, the motivation and engaging the people who are working from other sides, that may be not working from their office, they may be working from the remote places or work from home, right? So now when I was talking about these kind of changes and this kind of impact on our employee and on our HR department, so we have a lot of questions comes in mind, right? So these employees are going to work either from the remote places or from the office as per the requirement of the organization. But what an HR needs to tell to the new employee and to the existing employees how to go about for this change. I mean, this change needs to be adopted, whether we like it or not. But to move into the our jobs and to the society and to, without affecting our other social life, we need to learn all these things. So, my dear friends, we need to adopt the very first things, new work style. Obviously न्यू वर्क स्टाइल, बिकॉज वी ऑल आर हम लोगों को क्या लगता है कि एक ही ढर्रे के आदि हैं, ऐसे काम करना है, ऐसे ही करना है. सो डिजिटली एसेड, बिकॉज दिस इज द डिजिटल टाइम, सो वी नीड टू लर्न ऑल दीज थिंग्स. वी नीड टू लर्न maybe new laws also, right? Now it's a challenge for an HR, right? The biggest challenge that HR needs to regulate certain new laws and new policies as per the COVID time, right? Because as I said that I'm not sure about it, whether I will go about it or whether I will accept that change or not. But I said if we need to work, we need to adopt it. So this is going to be the another challenge for an HR, how they make the employees to accept that changes, to adopt that changes. So new work styles, new regulations, new policies need to be changed and need to be adopted. Then another challenge which HR face, that building the critical skills of their employees, because I said it is very difficult once you are face to face, you are interacting on a regular basis with the HR, or you are just communicating in the team. So it requires to have the assessment and the gap analysis, as well as how to fill up that gap. That all requires, right? And by requiring all this, you need to adopt, you need to change it. So you need to make your employees learn all these qualities, right? So building all these things and building these kind of, you can say, new techniques to learn, right, which really requires at the time of change. Sorry, मेरा कप मेरे को इंटरप्ट कर रहा था, तो मुझे लगा कि मैं हाथ में ले लूँ इसको, right? Okay, so now as I said that HR is really in a trouble time, because HR needs to understand the competencies, find out the critical skills to be learned, and the new techniques to be adopted by their employees. So it's going to be the big challenge. Yes. For that, obviously, HR needs to understand the value of social media, though we are all present in social media, but yes, presenting in social media is not enough. How to use the effective ways to brand your organizations, to attract people for your organizations, and new techniques to use. That is your, you can say about AI, because nowadays we are using the AI in our organizations, and this really helps to you can say that it's very easy now for us to understand how to fill this gap and how to work very quickly, because once you are into recruitment, right, so that make the recruitment process very easily and quickly, plus more effectively. Why is effectively? Because it's already with the social, it's already with how to deal with that, and there are certain already parameters are already fixed on that, right? And you can adopt those parameters and quickly highlight the skills of the employees you are interviewing. Right. So it made the very easy concept for the HR to work on AI. The only thing is that it needs practice and it needs the knowledge. That's obviously required. So that's going to be very easy. Now, as I said, what more step HR needs to find out to regulate? Because I said this is a stress level on all the employees. I'm not talking about the junior or back end or front end employees. All kind of employees, they are facing this kind of a problem, right? Now, what are those problems? Let us talk on that point also. The problem first is stress. Now, what kind of stress, right? First stress is the health issue of self, right? If I'll go out, I may catch the COVID. If I'll catch the COVID, my family too will get infected, right? Second is the stress of job insecurity, right? Because at the time of pandemic, right, the industries, the organizations have the practices of dropping some candidates and they says, okay, we can work without that. Or you can say simply the reason of the cost cutting, right? Now they have the reason for the cost cutting. Yes, we do practice on that also. But think about that, don't it give the stress level to the persons whose family is dependent on him, right? Obviously it gives. So now HR and the organizations both need to understand how to handle this critical situation when they are asking the employee to leave the company. Obviously, the job insecurity is the part of that HR is going to handle it, right? Now, if we talk about well-being of the family, after self, yes, family is also very important part, right? Because we are there for the family and family is for us, right? So we need to take care about family well-being also. So these are the important parts when we talk about HR needs to take care about the prioritization of self-care, family well-being, and for that they may need to change certain policies which they have already working. Now these policies are going to have based on the solutions, right? Now when I said it is going to be the interview, so policy should be like that, how you are going to interview, have a quick communication, right, to your prospective candidate, and make the candidate before they come on to the online and have a digital interview. Why don't you connect with the telephone, right? That gives the certain comfortability level to your candidate, and the candidate will be easily and effectively communicate with you, right? So now, once you have already interacted and made the candidate understand how your company works and how the company, I mean, the same kind of interview that you are taking face to face, now you need to take over here, but with the changes of certain things onto the informal base, right? You need to be bit informal also, because you need to make the person stress free for the digital interview, right? So this is the one thing. And I was talking about retaining again is a problem. It's a big challenge for the HR. How do you retain your employees, right? So retaining employees, as I said, you need to change certain policies in your company, right? That maybe we can say that how do you work, right? Because we are very scared about COVID. So you can allow them to work from the remote area. This remote area can be partial also. I mean, now you can introduce your employees that uh, now you can introduce certain employees shift, right? Some people are coming up for the I mean, to the organizations to attend the office, and some people will be working from the home, right? So similarly, you can in turn change weekly basis or monthly basis. So that's going to be, because that way, by doing this way, you are in touch with all the employees on a regular basis. I'm not talking about daily basis or weekly basis, maybe on say fortnightly, right? But at least you are in connection with your employees regularly. And moreover, you can shift their change their timings and shifts according to their need also, right? Now when we talk about the retention, we talk about the employees, so we need to take care that how your employees are comfortable in work, right? So suppose I'm not comfortable this week, right? I can request the HR to change my shift, right? That I can come next week. So similarly, now we need to have certain change in our recruitment policy and other working policy. As I said about remote working or flexi hour, you can say you can offer them the flexi hour now, because it's going to be the cost cutting time. But we always says about retention, right? What I feel, apart from their salary and perks and incentive, there should be something different, something extra, which can catch them, which can make them hold to your organizations. So, what are those things? Maybe till now you haven't started with any kind of engagement activities, any survey in your organization, or any other thing, right? Now this is the opportunity to you, that you can start with any kind of engagement activities where you need the people who can connect with you and who can have a long lasting relationship with you. So my dear friend, this is going to be now how do you make your employee stay with you for a longer time? As I said about the well-beingness, right? You should not forget that these people's families are much more important. You need to see how you can make them involved in the long lasting relationship, maybe through engagement activities, maybe through sponsoring them some kind of a work, because we are lacking in the work nowadays. It's very difficult for us to earn money, right? You can have certain external session where you can tell them, okay, your family member can adopt this. I mean, a kind of a guidance to them to start certain things from home where their family member can earn, so they can have this the bonding that organization is thinking about their family and their financial position also. So now, one thing, as I said about, most of the people are working from home, right? How do you find out their working problems are there digitally? You need to make them strong into digital qualification. As I said, many of us may not be very used to work on those platforms, right? But time to time, when you provide them this kind of a training, it will be easy for them to understand how to go about and how to use those techniques into their day-to-day work. Maybe you can talk about advanced Excel training, MIS, and all these things. So here, digital literacy or use of the any good social media where they can have the branding of their organization, or they can work onto that, right? So these are the few tips which I have given. Now we need to understand one more thing, because we are working digitally and from remote areas, so we need to focus more on to the diversity and inclusion also. I'm not going to spare that point, because I think it is very much important for an HR to talk about diversity and inclusion into the organization, maybe certain awareness programs, certain activities which are based on to that, or some leadership programs for that. So, my dear HR leaders, now you need to be ready and follow up these small tips, because it's not going and it's not rocket science to have those challenges to be sorted out. I'm sure about it that you have that. Strengths, and you have that kind of a innovation points, because I'm talking about innovation also here, because being an HR or being an HOD also, we have this challenge how to be more innovative, where we can help our employees or to help our team to work on that. So these kind of now challenges, as I said, it's going to I'm sure about you have a fair idea about it, how to go about self care about the employees, then family care, rules and regulations to be watched and to be followed or to be changed as per the present demand or at per the present situation in COVID time. Obviously, certain internal employees, right? When I talk about recruitment and retention, don't you think they can be mobilized, right? Or they can be, mobilized in that sense that mobility of workers from one department to the other department, or from the one grade to the other grade. Instead of hiring from the other, why don't you promote your present person into the higher grade? So that's going to be the motivation point, as you Divakarji has said, or he had asked about how to motivate those employees, right? So this is not very difficult, right? The only thing is that innovative ideas to motivate them, best ideas for their engagement activity, because as I said about remote areas, right? They are from last 2 years we are working from home or from different situations and different locations into different categories. So we just want to come out, right, and to get party with our friends, with our colleagues and all. So why don't we do certain things on regular basis at virtual platform? There are the trainers, right? There are the companies, they are doing such kind of a beautiful engagement activities online, certain programs which are onto the regular basis, which involved employee, employer and family. Now I'm not going to forget about the family, because once you need to motivate to the employee, you need to involve the family, right? About motivation, right? When we are asked about, now you explore the best competencies, right? Suppose Radha is a very good candidate and she is a good communicator, right? Or she is a good motivator, she has a lot of confidence. Why don't you use her skills for the other people to have certain programs on time to time basis, right? Now, apart from work, you need to see that how to engage your employee for the present as well as for the future level. Because once we are talking about these challenges, as I said, that COVID is going to stay with us, so the challenges too will stay with us. We just need to see how we can cope up with the present situation, how we can find out the best alternates where we can help our HR, our employees, and the companies. Because, company owners, management, they do have certain stress for your salaries, for your work, for your incentive. And you must also understand, being an HR or being an employee, how do we keep updating our employees for the present situation or the present financial situation of an employee, right? So it is very, very essential that we need to know the transparency about the management working and the present business situation, so that the people who had worked for you for last 4 5 years, they don't mind stay back, right? The only thing is that how do you tackle them, how do you make them understand that yes, this is a time we can help you, but we in return need your help to stay with the company. So these are the certain points where we say the three of us, management, HR, and employee, as we are all in same boat, we need to have a good coordination, trust level, and understand each other problem. Right? Once the employer is understanding your problems, you need to understand the employer problem. I have received one question from, I think, Swastika. Let me check. Ma'am, how freshers can get the HR job in MNC? Wow, wonderful question. I will definitely answer because I was just talking right now onto the about what are the challenges for organizations, what are the challenges for HR, and what are the challenges for employees, right? And what should be the best solution for that, right? We have a very small time for discussing about on those parts, but if you really require any special session on a special point as about getting a job or any other recruitment challenges, and one, don't you think that really require one more thing which I skipped to talk about, performance, isn't it? Measuring the performance at digital platform won't be easy for HR because they are not working in front of them. I mean, they are located outside and they are working, so they may have certain performance criteria review problems. Now, reviewing their performance for certain area needs to have the not very formal technique. Why I'm talking about the formal technique? Because at this level, when the person is having lot of stress over here, insecurity of job, insecurity for the health of their family members, do you think a person can perform so well? Maybe there will be a lot of challenges for him. So my dear friends, it's a request to HR for measuring the performance appraisal for employees who are working with you or who recently joined with you. Give them some time, right? And I'm sure about if you talk them informally, one to one, right, they understand and they will definitely give their best contribution in the organization. So this is the point I wanted to discuss to the HR, that the performance appraisal or assessment is necessary. But the only thing is that we need to be bit change in that our previous policy of performance appraisal reviewing, that should be informal, not the formal one, right? So that give you once you adopt this thing, I think you will get the best chance out of it. You will tell me after that, right? So let me come on to the question of Swatika now, because she has inquired about, like, she asked how to get a job in the MNC company. My dear friend, let me tell you, getting a job today's time is a challenge, right? So why we say about only MNC company when we can perform in any of the good company where they are paying for you for your skills, your knowledge, as well as for your time, right? So first of all, keep it in mind, wherever you are applying is a good company, right? And as I said, at the time of COVID, yes, there are a lot of things changed. Recruitment is changed, right? Now, if you go on to the job platform, it's not easy to get the job, Naukri.com and all these things. Yes, we are trying. Yes, we are posting it over there. But still, why I'm telling about again informal method more? That will help you a lot, right? So try to use social media for that, for getting a good networking with the professional people. Now, I'm sharing my personal examples or experiences with you all. People join us, HR network, but they keep mum. They keep themselves hide. But all of a sudden they pop in when there is a good job vacancy, right? So my advice to all the people who are searching for the job or opportunities for the change, right? They on a regular basis communicate with the people formally and informally, right, on a regular basis. So I think if you talk to them on the regular basis, these candidate will be here, right? That means I won't forget if Swatika will send me, at least once or twice in a week, hi ma'am, everything is okay, or something, just say formal message or informal message. So whenever it comes of her type of job or the location job, definitely that's all of a sudden click my mind. Okay, I'm going to tell to Swatika to apply over here, right? And at the time of crisis, yes, we need to help each other. We are not going to say, oh my God, why should I tell her she didn't call me in a month? Obviously, but that's the trick, to get a job quickly. To get a job quickly and easily, keep interacting, keep connected, because we have nowadays WhatsApp group, Telegram, Facebook, and all other social site where, uh, not we are just focusing on to the informal messages or onto the poster. Why don't we take an advantage to talk to these people formally, tell about our skills time to time. If Swatika will keep on writing me that, ma'am, I'm like that, yeah, my hobbies are like this, or my strengths are like this, or my new certificate is this, right? That she is keeping me update, right? That's the most important thing nowadays when you keep the HR or to the prospective person who can help you out to get a good job. Keep interacting. I hope I'm clear. Swatika, is there any question left for you? Do you want to ask any other question? Well, how to support an HR who is unknown is questioned by Mr. Divakar. I appreciate these beautiful questions. Well, as I said, we are connected with thousands of people on different platforms. Maybe HR, maybe HOD, or maybe our friends. All right. I'm not restricting is to who is providing you the job, right? Who is HR only. Though I am addressing this session to HR, but to the HODs and to the employees and to the management also, right? But once I said you keep on interacting, suppose Mr. Divakar is new to me, right? I don't know who is Mr. Divakar, but I'm giving him the opportunity to remain in connection. One thing, regularity, right? Formal and informal reason. Now, how many of us know, like we are connecting on different platforms, right? We just know the birthday of our close friend, right? You all will be using the LinkedIn platform. Have you ever took out the time to wish them on their special days? How many of us and to how many of people, right? And let me tell you, at the beginning, everyone is unknown to each other. Keep on writing, right? But the only thing is that we should keep it in mind what are the good ethics to, or what are the good communication styles to put on that. I mean, once we are approaching to an unknown person with the greetings and with the polite words, we first give our introduction, right? Suppose I am going to ask a job, right? Then I will say, hi sir, I'm Radha, right? Simple introduction. And I lost my job, or I'm looking for first time job in my career, right? And I need your help. And I hope, being a very mature and seasoned HR person, you will definitely help me today or tomorrow. Now, our vocabulary, our communication to the person should be very polite but formal, right? Though the person is, stranger, maybe person won't reply back, right? Fine, move ahead, talk to the other person, talk and make yourself popular. you know why they will give you job? Because I haven't seen you any time on LinkedIn. I saw you only at Facebook, at Instagram, that's it, right? So if you are using professional platforms with the unknown people, I'm sure, because this is my personal experience, I always reply back and I always get the reply from the other people, right? So have a tick. I mean, just apply. There is no rocket science, no formula behind this. Stranger means what? First time we meet to the person is always a stranger. Maybe you are working with thousands of people. You do not know all the people, right? All your colleagues. You just know the people who are working in your department or to one or the other department to whom you are interacting. But how about the rest of the people? But once they come across to you someday, you will always talk them, you always give them the smile, a greeting, right? Similarly, to the stranger also, be in a regular touch where you find you can get the good offer. Okay. Yes, Karan, do you have any question? I think Karan has joined recently. I know there is not a big people around, but sure, uh, who will listen me afterwards will also be benefited. And this is just going to be the very simple and general talk which I kept for the people who are facing that challenge, either to get a job or to give a job. I mean, or to handle a job, right? So we have 15 minutes, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Let's have some more questions. No more chat. I mean, from my side. Let me invite some questions from your side also. What are your queries? What are your, because when I advertised this session, right, I was just keeping in mind some informal talk. That's it. When people are facing certain problems which are related, how to apply, how to get job, what are the platforms, how to talk to the person well, right? Once you work on to these basic guidelines, I'm sure about, very slowly your own experiences will also teach you a lot, right? Good human resource. Mr. Divakar, when we talk about human resource, right? Nobody is good, nobody is bad. That's my perspective, right? No human being is bad. Only our habits and our thinking, yeah, somewhere, that make us, uncomfortable to someone. If you talk about me, I may not be able to help thousands of people, right? But I'm not going to be a bad human resource, right? Only thing, you should have a very general and essential, we can say, ethics when you deal with the people. That is your, and it is much more important nowadays, kindness, right? Once we have the kindness, right, we help the unknown people also. That's what now I got connected with the first questions, right? How do we approach to the stranger? Or we are stranger for the person, how we just can approach for getting a job, right? So Kindness is the first quality in a good human resource, right? Second is caring. Kindness and caring somehow it's you can say equal, but somehow when you want to get a job, you talk about care, right? You got a job through kindness, but after getting a job, how you are getting treated by the people, HR or the management or by your colleagues, is going to talk about the care they have for you. For me, I think if you have these two things, you have already won the situation: kindness and care. I think, Mr. Divakar, if you are satisfied with my answer, you can say yes or no. You still want to listen more about it because you already is very seasoned HR. So I can't give you more hint about that. You know it well that yes, being an HR, we should have this prior, topmost qualities to be kind and caring for our employees and for their well-beings. Wow, you want to listen more? Why don't you join me next time for giving them more about it? Next time I will definitely come on to the Zoom where both the parties can interact, right? And present, yes, for me, these two things which I felt is always there apart from their technical skills. I'm not here talking about any kind of a technical skills. I'm just talking about their nature. That's it. Because you're going to, mm, you're going to handle so many people around you, not only in organization, outside the organization also. Who are those? Your vendors, your customers, right? They're also your customers. You need to have interaction with them on the regular basis. So every customer wants a special care, right? That means they need to be listened. Their feedback should be valued. Whatever feedback they give for the employee or for the organization or for your business dealings, right? You need to give them the value. You need to listen them. You need to listen their complaints, right? Similarly, we have the internal customer, that is our employees. If they have complained, yes, we do need to listen. But listening won't be sufficient. If we are a very good listener, but we don't take any action, we don't do anything, I mean that you are not kind enough to take care about the employee. So ultimately, around the things we come on to the kindness and care. Thank you, Divakarji, for your motivating words. Yes, I tried to be because I was not well today and I was just thinking of first how I will go about it because, my nose was blocked. So it's sometimes, I just stuck up. What to, I mean, how to say because, it's stuck from both the sides. So I was just wondering, but somehow I tried my best, and though I stopped somewhere, I mean I have a very long pauses between because of that, but I'm sure about you understand me, my problem, and next time it won't be there. So Divakarji, I appreciate if you can write down what are your expectations from me for the next, I mean, more elaborative. This is very general, but I want there should be something more elaborative on the topic where we can really work on it, where we can really discuss one to one as well as on the panel also. I think I have received one message. By that time, you can write down. Okay. Okay. So Atika is writing here the good companies are going to ask for the experienced HR. Am I right, Swatika? This is your question which I read. So they are not giving chance to the freshers. It's not that I have so many jobs which I keep on posting on different platforms, are for the interns and for the freshers. But let me tell you one thing, it's not the only HR mind, it's your duty. How do you make yourself available and make sure that whatever you have, you are going to convince to the HR that being a very less experience, may not be the fresher, but with a very less experience of a year or so, or less than a year, right? Then you can perform well. You can perform equally to the person who is having experience of 2 years. This is again only when you on a regular basis of communication with the prospective person, right? Some people keep on see I saw many of you joined and they keep on joining my session, right? So that means there is a uh, kind of an interest I feel in you and initiative to learn something new, right? Will automatically tell, okay, I can hire Swatika. Don't worry about it. If she is having a less experience, she has knowledge, she upgrades herself, and she keeps on interacting with me for the not for the job opportunity here. I'm talking about learning, right? So I will definitely give chance to the person who is having a less experience. And I'm sure about after listening most of the HR definitely they trust on the freshers, they keep on guiding them and give them the opportunity, as we have a lot of platform, lot of activities nowadays we are connected with. Okay. Yes, HR freshers are facing this problem, but I'm sure about. I'm not talking very big thing, but I'm sure about who are all my students who have gone through a course or interacted with me anytime for a long, have benefited with the jobs. So for that, I feel proud sometimes. Swatika, am I right? You are in my connection with the other people also. And I would like to share, one incident, and you can say, but it's an experience, and it really helped me, right? Okay, let me first go through the Mr. Divakar message. It's popping it over here. 1 second. Okay, I think Divakarji will keep a different session on recruitment and their terms and the policies, right? Exclusively recruitment, retaining, and the policies retaining about, or you can say, as you said, because your question says about the notice period issues, right? There are a lot of issues before recruitment till retaining, right? Or to, you can say, even relieving, time of relieving. There are a lot of challenges to HR, right from, notice period, probation performance, and the salary issue between the notice and the relieving period, isn't it? So many things are there. So I'll definitely connect with you, Mr. Divakar, for that, and I will arrange a session where we both can interact. I mean, maybe on Zoom. Okay, so I was sharing one experience. As you all know, that I have a WhatsApp group, Recon HR Exchange, where we have the platform specially for, freshers as well as the seasoned persons. They are helping my students over there who have gone through the HR journalist training and all. Right, and one of my student, I think he has passed the course in 2014, right? Though we are communicating, but now our communication is bit less, but still we are in communication. And I think Navjot has got a job through him, right? And I was not aware about that. So that shows if I'm there or not, but my impact of my good things, my love, my care for the newcomers is always there. And in all the fields, they are getting benefited by my seniors, group members, and the other people. So for that also, again, I'm proud of it. So I want that, even I say that it's a request. I don't want, but it's a request. Finally, that all of us being an HR persons who are approximately 5 or more than 5 years of experience and a good hold in the industry or the knowledge, we can guide our freshers who are just coping up with the interviews and job opportunities for HR. We should come out and we should help them. Maybe personally we need to spare some time to them. So, is there any questions you can write down, or all of you know about my number? You can text me also. Okay, now I would like to give you thank you note for coming and attending this sessions. And why I'm saying, because you need to come out of the quilt. No, 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 you are not on camera. You may be in the quilt, right? You may be under the blanket and can will be watching me like this, but I cannot be in the blanket, right? So let me thank you so much of joining. And Mr. Divakar, you have a list of questions, so kindly share with me, and I would love to make the series of sessions for that, and I will put it into interaction and try to answer those questions. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, and wish you all the best to get a good job. Though it was a very general sessions, but I appreciate your interaction, and wishing you more to come soon. Thank you and have a good Sunday. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you so much, all the participants. Thank you so much for interaction and your beautiful questions.